this video, I'm going to be talking about ChordPulse and some of the hidden features or not so hidden features that you find in this software. In particular, I'm going to be talking about time signatures, how you set up a song structure such as verse, chorus, bridge, ending, that kind of thing. Thirdly, about getting better sound quality. So let's start with the time signatures. Now in ChordPulse, there's not a button that's where you can select 3/4, 4/4, 6/8, 2/2, all those kind of things. What you have to do is go to the style, and in the style, let me just play something here since I've got this going. So in the style, what you do is you select this. Now if you want the time signature, what you would do is click on the filter here where it says sort by time signature, and then what that does is it filters this third column where all of the grooves are listed. And you'll notice most of them don't have anything. That actually means you're in 4/4 time. So let me just stop this a minute. So I go back to this one, and I'm going to go to all actually. And then what you have here is on the right, you have the details. So you want to make sure that details button is turned on. And then you see the 3 arrows over here. This is going to scroll kind of sideways through all the selections. Now you'll notice that we have a T. T actually means triplets. So when you see a T, that means it's 4/4 time with a triplet rhythm. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So that's one of the types. When you see a 16T, it means it's 16th notes triplets. And then the other one is 3/4. So you have 3/4, and then there's one more, which is 3/4T, which means triplet 3/4 time. So let's have a listen to some of those. Right now, we've got, this is just a straight 4/4. And I just want to mention one other thing here which is useful when you're trying to evaluate the best rhythm. All of these have different tempos set. So if you wanted to just set one tempo and then find the most appropriate groove that you want to use at that particular tempo, then what you can do is go over here where it says lock the beats per minute. Now I'm going to go back to this one. I'm going to play this, and actually I'm going to change that. I'm going to change it. Instead of 65, I'm going to say, I'm sorry, instead of 120, I'm going to say 65. So that way I can go over here now and start playing around with and finding the groove that I'd like to use at this beat. And also we can kind of hear more clearly what kind of a beat you have. Let's have a listen to this one. It's called Dream Shuffle. So here's a shuffle beat, and it's supposed to be a triplet rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's go down. Continue on. Let's pick another beat. Now, 16th note triplets. Let's try this country. Now this is actually a shuffle beat, but it's also triplets. And if we continue on, we'll see that we've got 3/4. Here we've got 3/4 time. And here's one called Coulomb's 3/4. Listen to that one. So that's definitely 3/4 time, right? And if we look farther ahead, we've got 3/4 time with the triplets. Okay, so now actually I wanted to find something that was in 6/8 time, but there wasn't something here. Let me show you now how I dealt with coming up with a 6/8 time signature. Have a listen to this one. What I did here was I used 2 measures for each one of the chords instead of one. The thing is, you have that drum beat there. You can hear that rim shot. And if I take out the snare, Now that kind of gives it a little bit more of a 6/8 feel. Now this is something I wish was part of ChordPulse, but like I'm showing you right here, there is a way around it. Now let's talk about song structure. If you have a song that's got, you might have a beginning, a verse, chorus, bridge, another chorus, an ending, something like that. I want to show you here how you set this up. It's actually quite simple. I'm going to go edit, and where it says edit page sequence as text, you get this little window, and what you can type in here is, let's just say I want an intro. Actually, I'm not sure it does this. Okay, intro, verse, chorus, verse, verse, chorus. Wait a second. I think I need to put a comma between those. Verse, chorus, bridge, end. Actually, you can only put letters. So it's done something very interesting here. It's put INTRO, VC. So each one of these represents a page on the chord progression that you're setting up. All right, so I don't need these. I'm going to say delete page for that one, or delete page. So now I have I, V, C, VC, B for bridge, E for ending. All right, so let's see what happens here. If I put an intro, let's just go with. I'm gonna go. Then let's put a G for that one. Back to put one more G there. So actually, I did not plan this at all. I'm just doing this right, just off the top of my head here. It kind of shows how quickly you can come up with something. Let's put a G there. All right, so we got this. Let's put an F there. And then put a C there. Let's put a G there. And then an F there. And then a C there. All right, so now the interesting thing is that is a V, right? V for verse. So if you go here, we got the intro, we got the verse, the chorus is blank. Now if we go to the next verse, because it's the same letter, it gets filled in. All of the rest of them we would have to fill in. So let's see, for after chorus, then after verse rather. Okay, so now I'm going to put, let's just fill this in with something. Actually, I'm going to use a D there. Let's put a C there and another C there. How about this? Actually, I think I wanted just a G there. How's that? Put a G in there. D. So how's that look? So we got an intro. Now we got the verse is automatically filled in there. And the chorus also. Now, how about the bridge? Tell you what, let's just put an A minor. And then let's put a let's do that with a A G sharp, how about that? Or let's do this. How does that sound? Okay, let's go back to the bridge and another A minor, A minor, and then let's do a so I'm going to do this. How about B? B7. Now it's actually, it looks like the repeats turned on. There's another feature over here which you can turn the repeats off. I'm going to turn the repeats off there. So now it's going through the chorus. So you see how this works, right? It's really fast, and I literally did this on the fly. Okay, let's just do an ending. How about let's go back to this one. How about this one? Just very straightforward. How's that sound? G. This has an interesting feature also. Fade out. All right. So this is a fade out, and I can do this for 1 bar. Let's see what that does. So that is how you set up the song structure. I think this has got to be the fastest thing out here that can do this. This is an edit because I didn't realize how easy it was in ChordPulse to create sections. All you need to do actually is go down to where it says pages over here, and you can just create as many sections as you like, and you can name them whatever letter or number that you like. This makes it very easy. And you can also right click and get the same edit page sequence as text, and what that allows you to do, whatever you do there is going to get reflected on the pages listing down here. And just one other thing which you might find interesting is that if you create a sequence like that, let's say we add add that sequence right there. Now if I happen to delete that one, right, so I'm going to say instead of 1, I'm going to make that a 2, I'm going to make this a 2, I'm going to make that a 3. So there's nothing there, right? But if you go back again to this one, and I go to number 1, it remembers that. Now it probably doesn't do that if you save it, but as it is right there, you could call up the history, and all of those things that I just did would actually be still there. So creating the sequence is actually really easy in ChordPulse. Let's talk now about how we can get better sound output from ChordPulse. The other week I did a video on another program called JazzLab, and with that program there was instructions on how to set up another MIDI driver for your Windows system. And I did that on this machine, and that somehow has become the default. But here is where you select. If you can set up other MIDI drivers in here, you go to Options and then Output, and you get this window here. So what it's set for right now is Virtual MIDI Synth, which was what I installed on the machine. And there are some other selections. And here's something to compare it with. Like if you choose the Microsoft GS Wavetable Synth and then do a test, I think we can compare with this one. All right, so that's with the Microsoft, and I'm going to go back to output. This jumps off the screen, and then let's put the virtual MIDI synth. So I think you can hear the difference there. So if you can get other MIDI driver packs to work with your system, then that's one way you can do this. Now the other way is, what you can do is you can put this into another program, such as I have Mixcraft on this machine. I could put it into the program and actually then start to use different instruments that are available in that program, whatever kind of digital audio program that you have. You could just take the MIDI file, and the way you do that is File, and you say Export to MIDI file, and then you have some choices here, and you'd send out the files with all instruments, not all instruments in one track. You'd send them as each instrument in a separate track. That's the way to do it, and then you can set each one of those to whatever drums and bass and keyboards and other instruments that you have in your DAW. Now there's one other feature which I find is really cool. If you hit the H button, here is all of the history of the things that I did in this file while we were going through. You can go back to any point, and you'll be able to save that. So I could save these, in different stages. I could save these out to different files. So I'm actually quite enthusiastic about this software. It's really useful as like a sketch pad for creating things. So if you like this video, give me the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to hear more from me. And as always, I'd like to say stay tuned and look forward to seeing you soon.